This is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries. We're just setting up here in Jamaica and having a few technical problems, like getting my phones here where I can actually be a part of the conference. I wonder if anybody has a question or a comment. Would you press your star two times and unmute your mic, folks? You can listen, or you can ask a question or make a comment if you have a certain topic. Or an herb or something you want to talk about. So please, in area code 770, do you have a question or a topic? Nope, I guess not. Sometimes folks would rather listen, and that's okay. You get to do that. But I don't. I have somebody in San Francisco area code 415. Do you have a question or a topic?
I have a question. I'm walking down the street, so I'm trying to get out of the noise. But,
okay.
I was wondering, I use some of your products for diabetes and the gland rejuvenator.
Yes.
And trying to alleviate that, but it didn't quite work for me. I did 3 months of it. So recently, they also, when I had my blood test, said I had unusual blood, too much blood, or I was looking for the name of it, but I couldn't find it in my papers with me right now. But where my hemoglobin and red cells are like 54 or something like that, something really unusual that they haven't really addressed yet. They sent me to a specialist, and then the specialist was really dumbfounded about it, said I had a lot of red blood cells in my white, my air oxygen was small, and but nobody's really responded because I guess they don't know what to do. But I was just wondering, have you ever heard of something like that? And if there's anything I can do? And plus, my blood sugar is still super high. I can't seem to, anything I do doesn't seem to bring it down. And now they're trying to threaten, telling me I need maybe go on insulin, which of course I really don't want to do. So I'm really kind of desperate as to what could I do to, because I believe it's some problem, but instead of treating the symptoms, I would really.
You want to get to the cause.
What it is that I can work on.
Yeah, you want to get to the cause. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay. When your hemoglobin and your hematocrit levels are high, that's the first sign of dehydration.
Oh.
So what you have to do is drink more water, good quality water, squeeze a little lemon in your water, fresh lemon, and also take a good kidney formula, which I use one from Body's Research, and it's called Renal Plus, because you got to address the kidneys so you won't be dehydrated. You drink a lot of water, and if the kidneys are not functioning properly, and they will say, oh, your kidney markers are okay, but that's real broad spectrum. I tighten them up. When I see the blood work, I tighten them up to the nutritional boundaries, and I guarantee you'll probably be out, and you have to address the kidneys and drink more water, and then you get the benefits of the water and raise your pH value with the lemon juice. And for the knocking the blood sugar down pretty quick.
I'm sorry, I'm on the street. I hear you.
Okay, I use alpha lipoic acid, and it brings the blood sugar down pretty quick.
If I use the alpha lipoic acid. Okay, I've tried all those things before, and they did work at times, but it just seemed like it wasn't. But I'll try that again. And as far as
where did you get the product though?
just regular, maybe Rainbow, one of the health food stores.
Well, see, that's a very low dosage. What I have is professional dosage. They only sell to doctors, so we can tell people how to utilize it properly, and that's what works. If you can fax me a copy of your blood work, with your contact name and phone number and all that kind of stuff, I'll run the report and I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. It's very, very easy to do. I'm the only one in Texas does it. I'm one of probably 6 or 8 people in the nation doing it. So I do this every day, and I have people come out of the hole and straighten out their life because I don't prescribe. I only make suggestions on what I see where the issues are, but it's up to you to do it.
So I'm willing to try to do that. So I will fax everything because I try to get a copy of everything whenever I go in. But
you have my fax number?
No, but I'm walking down the street, but I can call later and get it, or if there's some way. Well, wait a minute. I can probably type it in. Hold on. Let me just get a screen, and I can probably type it in my notes here.
Okay, you let me know when you're ready for that number, and I'll give you both his. I'll give you his telephone number, and I'll give you his fax number when you're ready. Let me know.
I'm ready now.
Okay, his telephone.
I'm ready now.
His telephone number to call him is 512. Okay. Did you get that? 512.
Yep.
Then 868.
868.
Okay, then 98.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
868.
Then
9867.
So it's
9867.
So it's 512-868-9867. And his fax number is 512-868. That's 512.
Okay.
Then 868 again. And then 9847.
Okay, I missed the first one. What was it?
Okay. I'm gonna give it to you from the start. 512-868-9847. Okay, so that's good.
Right.
I'm glad you've got that. Now, the one of the things I caught here in this conversation is that you are not drinking enough water. You need to drink half your body weight in ounces of water. So whatever you weigh, so half of your body weight in ounces of water, and just start being a sipper. Then the other thing I got out of this conversation was that you're buying products from a health food store, and you really need the best organic high-tech products that you could possibly get. So
I bought the diabetes package from you and stuff, and it seemed like it did work, but it worked for the reverse for me because it not made my my thyroid go up. Everything changed, but as if it was working, but maybe it's not the way I needed it, I guess.
Right. I think that's where I come in, and that's where you really need a coach. So you need to know what to order. Then once you get it, you need to be able to call me. Then we can talk about it. You get familiar with what you're doing. You get into a system, because you really didn't you didn't get all of the service, all of the help that you really needed. And Doc will do the same thing for you. So you give him a call, and let's take a look at that blood work, and then let's take advantage of getting some coaching to let's get on the other side of that. You shouldn't be one of the few people that aren't that still have diabetes and have talked to me, because people who have talked to me don't have diabetes anymore.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
That's
my
why
friend.
I was thinking it was some other reason,
Yeah. Well, we'll just.
Because I understand that your sugar can go up sometimes when there's other problems. That's why.
Right.
I was thinking I had some other problem.
Yeah. You see, you need to work on the kidneys. You need to work on the liver. You need to work on the diabetes all at the same time. Then you're going to break the door down. But just kind of you got to get aggressive. What do you think, Doc? Okay. Okay. All right. Bless you. Let that leaves lines open for someone else. If you've got a question or a comment, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's find out what's going on and what we can do to take advantage of lots and lots of years of doing this kind of thing and helping people. Let us help you, please. So open up your mics by pressing the star key 2 times. If you press the star key 2 times, well, then then we are that will open up your microphone, and you'll be able to ask a question, make a comment. So I'm looking for an open mic there. There's one there in area code 678. Do you have a question there?
Yes.
Yes, please ask.
I want to know, is there any real help for lower back pain or a pinched nerve?
Yeah, I think, Doc, that's another one for you. I'll bet those magnets would come in handy.
Oh yeah, you bet.
Haven't worked for me.
Pardon me?
They haven't worked.
Well, you tried magnets?
Have you had a good adjustment?
I beg your pardon?
Have you seen a really, really good chiropractor so he can adjust
Yes.
that lower?
On the X-ray, they just show the L3 and the L4, but nothing has stopped the pain. And it's
Well,
not
you have a
clouded
pinched nerve.
surgery.
You have a pinched nerve there in L3, L4,
L3, L4, yeah.
and you put the magnets right over the site.
Yes.
Or maybe you need some joint support to speed it up. Because you take the hydrochloric acid before each meal, so the calcium will go to the bones and teeth and not catch onto the bones and then have an arthritic type issue. And the joint support has anti-inflammatories in it that helps big time with the magnets. So those 3 things, if you do them at the same time, will absolutely help that lower back pain.
And hip pain as well,
I mean,
because that nerve causes the whole hip and waist to hurt.
I understand that. But the magnets, what they do, they speed up the circulation, and through the circulation, you're getting the hydrochloric acid, so the bones don't fuse together or have an arthritic type condition there, which could be causing the pain to radiate between L3 and L4 because of the pain. And then the joint support with the anti-inflammatory between those 3 things, you should get some relief.
Okay. And what is that product, joint support?
The joint support has got the glucosamine drug, MSM, very high dosage, plus turmeric and several other things in there, and ginger and everything else. And it takes the inflammation out, it helps to refill the joints so they're moving, because MSM is the body's natural sulfur, which is the lubricant for the joints. It took me 2 years to perfect that formula, and I just can't hardly keep it on the shelf. It just flies off the shelf because everybody uses it. I told my rotator cuff, and my medical doctor said, "Oh, you're going to have surgery." I said, "No, watch what I do." I wore magnets and ate that joint stuff like crazy and took hydrochloric acid, and it healed. And I didn't have surgery. And he couldn't believe it. He was blown away.
Take that joint care once a day.
Like 5 capsules every evening.
Five.
5 capsules every evening.
Okay.
And then when you're sleeping, it's healing. It's working while you're sleeping. Because when you're walking around during the day, your body doesn't heal like it does when you go to sleep at night. That's when your body heals.
Yeah.
Because you only up to 15 minutes of REM sleep. That's all you can possibly get. Most people don't get 15 minutes. They get 5 or 10 minutes. And some people don't get any at all because they're in so much pain. But once you start helping that inflammation and increasing that circulation at the same time, then you should get some relief because the body will heal itself if we give it the right ingredients.
And it doesn't compromise with other medications.
No, but you don't take anything natural at the same time you take the medication, a prescription drug. You have to separate at least 1 hour.
All right. All right. Well, thank you much. I'll call.
Okay, sweetie.
Bye.
All right. This is wonderful. Don't be shy, folks. If you've got a question or a comment or something, let's talk about it. It's just wonderful when we get these answers out to people, and because there just shouldn't be all this suffering and going on, and people suffering and suffering. Let's talk about it. Let's find some answers. And I see that the line is now open over there in Sacramento area. Do you have a question or a comment? Hi. How you? Go ahead.
For the elderly, and it doesn't even have to be elderly no more. What can a person do when they start to acquire dementia or Alzheimer's? And I don't even know the difference. Okay, first, can you tell me the difference, and then what can we do?
Doc, do you want that one, or should I grab it?
It's up to you. Dementia is the beginning stages sometimes of Alzheimer's. And when people have Alzheimer's and dementia, usually it's a heavy metal burden on the body. And Survey now owns the company that has the best chelation in the country. You chelate for 6 months and it changes your life because it gets rid of all those heavy metals. Awesome product. I've seen the beginning stages of Alzheimer's, put them on chelation for 6 months to a year, changes their life.
So the beginning stages is dementia?
Pardon?
The beginning stages, let me take you off the speaker.
Yes, the beginning stages of Alzheimer's is dementia. Yes.
Okay. So, is there products she should be taking?
Yes,
Chelation to get rid of the metals. That's what causes dementia and then into Alzheimer's.
So, yes, there are products. There is an oral chelation product, and you can call Doc Miles and find out about that, his oral chelation product. Do you have his phone number?
Yeah, you can give it to me again while I'm writing this down.
Sure. Okay, let's make sure you have his number. Doc Miles in Georgetown, Texas. His clinic number is 512-868-9867. That's 512-868-9867. But when you're talking about, so he has a wonderful chelation, oral chelation a product. I mean, it is a absolutely wonderful product. But there are other things that we can do when there is Alzheimer's and when there is a dementia. So let's go back and let's take a look at, since this is a topic that came up, let's look at some of the other things that we can do to increase the mental capacity, so that as you age, you don't lose it, but you get smarter, you get stronger, you remember more because you got more to remember. And here's how we do it. What we do is we go over to herbalhealthreview.com. And we're on herbalhealthreview.com. We click on common conditions. And I'm on my way. I don't know how fast I'll be able to be. It's starting to work. And once you get over on Herbal Health Review and you've clicked on common conditions, then it goes alphabetically. So Alzheimer's is under A. So let's go take a look now. I'm now over here on common condition. I'm herbalhealthreview.com. I've clicked on common conditions, and I'm going scrolling down alphabetically until I get to Alzheimer's. There it is. I've clicked on it. I'm going to bring up the report. It took me a long time to do the research and put all this information together. But Alzheimer's disease, well, it's an irreversible progressive brain disorder that occurs gradually, and it results in memory loss, unusual behavior, personality changes, and a decline in thinking abilities. These losses are related to the death of brain cells and the breakdown of connections between them. The course of this disease varies from person to person, as does the rate of decline. On average, Alzheimer's disease patients live for 8 to 10 years after they are diagnosed. However, the disease can last for up to 20 years itself. Now, but when you know about an oral chelation product like what Doc Miles has, you're pulling all the toxins that are attacking the brain and causing the disorder. You're removing the cause. And there's a lot of other things that can remove the cause along with that oral chelation. You might find that a heavy metal detox herbal formula would help to clear out the heavy metals out of the body as well. So that's one of the first things that you would see is a heavy metal detox liquid supplement that has garlic, chlorella, cilantro, coriander, structured water, and it's made with 20% alcohol, or you can get a vegetable glyceride and replace the alcohol if you want an alcohol-free product. They do that, but that is a formulation that would also help to facilitate and work with the product that we just met, that chelation product that we just talked about. A heavy metal detox would help it because it's going to take heavy metals out of the body. There's such a thing as it's called memory boost capsules. They help to brighten the mind. There's a memory and focus kit listed on that report, herbalhealthreview.com, under Alzheimer's disease. Then besides that, there's a memory focus plus kit. And what you're going to find in these kits, you're going to find herbs like turmeric to reduce the inflammatory response in your body. Those curcuminoids, they are absolutely wonderful for decreasing inflammation, because there's a lot of inflammation going on when your brain is toxic from aluminum, lead, mercury, and all the other things, heavy metals that are getting into the environment. Another thing that we find is ginger root. Whenever you cook, just slice up some fresh ginger root and put it on that food, in the food, and because it helps for stomach distress. And when there's Alzheimer's and you're all mixed up, that's stressful. That's so, and then your digestion goes and you don't feel like eating anything and you have stomach distress. Well, ginger, get some ginger in your food. It's really going to help increase the digestive secretions and the bile, and it's going to help you to digest better. And herbs like astragalus root are often powerful herb that it tastes like a delicious soup herb, astragalus root, but it is a potent Chinese energizer and immune system builder. So astragalus root, you can get it as a herbal tincture extract, or as in capsules, or in powder. And all you have to do is just tell them how, which one you want. But astragalus is a real wonderful healer of chronic illness, and it's also a stamina tonic. So these are the kinds of things that we need when there's Alzheimer's, because it's really depressing and debilitating, and when you just can't remember anything or everything, and then all of a sudden it puts you in a bad mood, and so then you're in a bad mood, and people wonder why. But it's all part of Alzheimer's. So then there's the herb ginkgo leaf. Ginkgo leaf, an herb that has a lot of promise for treating a large collection of brain and nerve and circulatory conditions. So ginkgo biloba, ginkgo leaf, get some tincture extract. And these tincture extracts and these you'd go at about 30 drops 3 times a day. And and then there's gotu kola leaf, which clears the mind. It clears it up, and all of a sudden you can remember things you forgot, and maybe even remember some things you wish you could forget. That's a joke. Oh, thank you for the laughter there. We need to break it up a little bit there. It gets a little too serious sometimes. But yes, gotu kola leaf clears the mind. And Fotai is what the oldest Chinese man that ever lived. He was 260 years old or something like that. And he took Fotai root every day. So gotu kola, ginseng, Fotai, all of these herbs are wonderful. Calamus root, but that CBD oil that Doc was mentioned earlier, that would help with Alzheimer's disease. That is going to help. Back in the 3rd century, a biblical historian was writing on the benefits of marijuana, of cannabis. Well, instead of saying cannabis, he wrote that the anointing oils and so forth were used with calamus. It was an error, and it stayed in error since the third century, when that fellow made a mistake. So every time you're reading in the Bible that they're using calamus root, they weren't using calamus root. They were using kanun, the Hebrew word for marijuana, because they got it from the Scythians, and they used it, and they used it in rituals and so forth. And the Hebrew name for it, for marijuana, is kanun bosum, or cannabis. and that's and so. But it was always used as the anointing oil. As they would mix it with olive oil, they'd mix it with cassia and cinnamon, and maybe even a little bit of a stimulant. And they would put this as an anointing oil, and the CBD oil is what it is, because they made it. They would mix it with the olive oil, and they would anoint the kings with it, and the kings then would go through their pores, and they would have a vision. And then they would but it was only used this CBD oil, this marijuana oil that was made since for the last 5,500 years, was only used by the priests and the elders, and it was used in the temples, but it was not given to the general population because it gave them visions. And so they would go into the temples and go in and then they would have these vapors and they would call it vapors. Well, it was cannabis vapors is what they were doing, but so it can be used and has been historically used and traditionally used, starting with the Scythians and going on to the Hebrews, and it was used throughout the Bible, and it was but after the 3rd century they called it calamus root, and they were wrong. Anyway, that's all I know about that one. But anyway, that's what we can do with Alzheimer's. Is let's clean that. Let's chelate out all of these toxins, all these heavy metals, and let's energize the brain with specific herbs that are known to open up the brain, like ginkgo biloba, astragalus root, gotu kola, and ginger root for the stomach, and turmeric for inflammation. There's just so many wonderful, so much help that we can do for people with Alzheimer's. But let's not forget about the nutritional factor as well. Let's always lean back on making lifestyle changes, because that gives you a dietary system and meal plans that are all guiding you toward an acid alkaline food chart. And then you've got the chart. All of these things are listed on herbalhealthreview.com. The Alzheimer's report, it's under common conditions under A. The Make Lifestyle Changes report is the very first report under common conditions, and it gives you an energizing diet where you can handle anything and get over anything. But let's face it, if you are just not really understanding how much help that you can give the body, and you don't know about it, well, then you're going to have the standard diet, with a few nutrients in here and there and so forth. But that Make Lifestyle Changes diet is a superhuman type diet. And when you get on it, say goodbye to disease. That's all I know. Is there anything else going on there, Doc? What do you think?
No, you're right on target.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Our faucet water, not mine, but other people's faucet water. Does that have a lot of lead in it?
A lot of the water supplies do have lead, mercury, all kinds of stuff in it. Yeah.
The water that comes through your pipes is loaded with chlorine. It's got more chlorine than you have in the backyard toilet bowl, because they got to make sure all the bugs are killed. And there's a lot of residual effects from the chlorine. So you need a really, really good water filter to make sure the chlorine's out. Now, you don't want to use on a daily basis a reverse osmosis, because there's no minerals. It's just like distilled water. There's no minerals in that. It robs your body of minerals. So you need a good spring water or a good filtered water to get all of the contaminants out of it before you drink it.
Okay, because I'm wondering, I keep telling this person, you need to quit drinking, the faucet water around here. I mean, if you can, you can buy the water at least. But she drinks a lot of the faucet water. And she seems to think, and I don't know if this is true, that was back in the olden days, that if you boil your faucet water, you're okay. I don't think that you can treat.
You're concentrating it.
How are you going to boil lead? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're concentrating it. Now you got concentrated lead. Yeah, so boiling the water, you kill any bacteria and bugs that are floating around in it, but you're concentrating all of the chemicals in it as you boil it. So it's boiled water is, like I say, you can kill the bugs, but that's not what you're going to wind up with, all the lead and the mercury and all the other stuff that's in there, fluoride and so forth. Oops, I lost you. Yeah.
Wow. Maybe, and I think that's the leading cause of her dementia. She just drinks a lot of water.
If she gets a good water filter to put on her sink, and she diverts the water from the faucet through the filter, that's very drinkable. And it takes all the contaminants out of the water. Not just any water filter. You got to be careful of what you buy. There's a lot of, knockoffs out there that doesn't do a very good job. I sell a little water filter that goes on the sink, and it's not expensive, and it works really well. You don't have to spend $1,000 on that old filter for your whole house. Just one for the sink, and it's less than $100, and it lasts for a long time. I keep one on my kitchen sink, and that's what I, make my coffee out of in the mornings.
Oh, okay. So faucet water can also cause just a lot of havoc in your body besides just dementia, pain, stiffness, you name it, huh?
Oh yeah.
I know it's terrible, but you can't get some of this stuff out of the water with the filter, but you can get most of it out, which will be as healthy as you're going to get it unless you go to a more expensive system. The best thing to do is to have an alkaline water machine that knocks everything out of there, and you get high alkaline water, and that's very healing. Most water coming out of the tap is kind of acidic, and then the machine I have in the office, it's an alkaline machine. It's the best one made here in the United States, and I was raised it up to 9.5 pH, so when you drink that water, it brings up your body's pH value, and then when you're acidic, that's when you have problems. So you have to be on an alkaline scale between 6.5 to 7.5. That is the ideal pH for the body is 6.5, 6.5, 7, or 7.5.
All right, I'm writing all these things down.
Feel free to call me. I can talk to you about the water.
Okay. Yeah, I want to get the filter for sure because I don't know if she's not going to go to the store. At least she's in her house and has a filter.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
All right.
It helps a lot. I want to thank you for it.
You're welcome.
This is what we do every day. Jim and I do this every day because we're helping people all around the world, and it's a good feeling to see people do well.
Okay, so you say you have one for the faucet, do you have one for the bathroom?
I've got one for the shower, and I've got one for the kitchen faucet. I can get a whole house system, but you got to have a plumber to hook it up, and it runs a little less than $1,000, and that takes care of all the water coming into the house. The bathtub, the shower, the faucet, your ice maker, everything. And you have good, clean water. So.
Okay, I'll have to talk to her and see which way she wants to go. I think that's a step towards.
Just let me know.
Okay, will do. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you in area code 916. Thank you for joining us here on Discoveries in Health every Thursday from 3 to 5 Pacific time. but I'm in a new time zone. So now here it's my time. It's 3 to 5 Pacific, and it's 5 to 7 here in Jamaica.